Peace, welcome to Faith Expressions. I would like us now to reflect on the first Sunday of Advent. The first reading is a prophecy of the coming of the Messiah. When we come to the Gospel, here Jesus Christ is speaking of the end times. Now, the first reading is speaking of the coming of the Messiah. In the Gospel, the Messiah is speaking of His second coming. So, mark already this, that in this first Sunday, we are already being given the context of our waiting. We have waited for the first coming, the birth, the incarnation of the Lord Jesus Christ. So, we liken ourselves to the Jewish people who were waiting for the coming of the Messiah. On the other hand, we are also awaiting for the parousia, for the glorious second coming of the Lord. In the Gospel, Jesus said, "Be vigilant at all times, so that you have the strength to stand erect when the tribulations that are imminent are coming. Pray." And then the second reading gives us also another hint. How are we going to make this vigilant possible, or this standing before the Son of Man? Then we have to embolden our hearts in love. And love not only oneself or few, but everybody, all. So we please God in all things. And so we strive more for holiness. I would like us to focus on the idea of vigilance. There is vigilance which is active. There is also vigilance which is passive. Let us go to the passive vigilance. For example, that my father and mother is arriving, and I am told that I have to be here at home and then do my household chores. So, okay, I did the household chores and that's it. I don't do much. That is for me a passive. I do the minimum. You know, there are many things in being watchful, even in human ways, that we can say it is doing the minimum or it is in a mediocre way. The active vigilance, I have seen some companies who guard a house or an institution. They clean some parts of the hedges. They put on cameras. They position some personnel on the entrances. There are processes that they install in order that everything really will be safe and secure. I believe this is also similar with spiritual life. Active vigilance, and see to it that our lives is fruitful and productive in the ways of love, in the ways of right conduct, righteous living, in the ways of prayer, in the ways of everything that pleases God. And that is why St. Paul is saying, you are already conducting in this way. He added saying, you do so even more. This is the more that we are being asked. During Advent season, I think we have to consider a kind of vigilance that is doing more, being active, being able to enrich ourselves with the things and elements and qualities that matter to God. It is with this that we can be confident to face and encounter the Lord. This is, I believe, how we can live our first week of Advent season. God bless.